What the heck is revenue share at EXP? Man, look at this chart. This is complicated stuff, man. You need like a finance degree to figure this out. And what I want to do is very simply explain how revenue share works. Very, very simple. Make it just the nuts and bolts of how this thing goes. I remember when I joined, I was super confused. It was really hard for me to understand. And I do have a finance degree, so it shouldn't be that way. I'm going to make it simple for you. I'm not going to explain every little nuance of revenue share because that makes it more complicated than it needs to be. I'm going to give you the basics. And if you really want to know every little fine, detail, let me know and I'll be happy to share that with you. But let me start with this. Here's how brokerages make money, right? Every brokerage for the most part works this way. The agents, you and me, pay money to the brokerage, right? We give some money to the brokerage and then that brokerage spends it all these different ways, right? Offices, billboards, balloons, whatever, regional vice presidents, district managers, franchise fees, who knows? There's a lot of people along the way taking a cut. And then at the very top, there's the owner or the shareholders, depending on how big the company is. And those people, this works for mom and pop brokerages, everybody, right? There's somebody at the top, they make money or they lose money, right? And that's normal. That's just a normal company. Nothing wrong with that. That's a fantastic model. Almost all companies in America work this way. It's great, right? And so at EXP, here's kind of how that revenue works. I'll get to that share in a second. Is the brokerage, here's what they charge. Here's how the brokerage makes money. It's an 80-20 split until you hit a $16,000 cap. And again, I'm going to keep this simple. I'm not going to give you every example on this page. I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to pretend that this is a solo agent, one man show, one woman show. That person is going to pay 20% of their commissions. They collect a $10,000 commission from a buyer, seller, whatever. They don't get all that money. $2,000 goes to EXP. $8,000 goes to you until you cap. At EXP, there's a cap. Many brokerages, you could do that forever. You sell gajillion dollars worth of houses, you keep on paying those fees. Not at EXP. Fantastic, right? That caps at $16,000. So in that scenario, $2,000 goes to EXP. You do that 8 times, you're capped. You're all done, right? And now 100% gets to go to you. And that's for a year. That's for a calendar or for a anniversary year over a 12-month period, right? So you join EXP in, October. You got until next October and then your cap resets every single year. Most like any brokerage with a cap, that's how it works. After you hit your cap, 100% of the fees go, or the revenue that you generate. Now you get the $10,000 commission. No cut comes out of that, no split, but you do have a little fee now. So EXP is going to charge a transaction fee, and that's right down here in my little chart, $250. So now instead of paying $2,000, you pay $250. That's awesome. And much, much cheaper, obviously, right? So the vast majority of the money coming to you. EXP gets a little cut, $250 to keep the doors, open and the lights on and all that other stuff, right? Also, there is a $25 fee for broker review. They got to pay the brokers, make sure they know what they're doing. And that's every deal, all throughout the process there. And then you've also got a $40 E&O fee, for your insurance. All brokerages have some kind of E&O policy they charge the agents for. EXP is very cheap, $40. And it maxes out at $500. So after you pay your $16,000 in, that's what you're paying is $250 a deal plus the broker review plus the E&O. So what does that work out to? $290, like $305, whatever that is, right around there. That's what you're paying per transaction. You do 20 of those. Let's say you sell a lot of houses. You cap. You do 20 of these deals for $250 each plus the little fees there. And then after that, it's $75 per transaction. So it goes down as you sell more houses. They wanted you to be able to scale with the company, right? So they made it cheaper. So someone like me sells lots and lots of houses. After we cap and then sell 20 houses, it goes down to 75. You still have that broker review fee. Our E&O, of course, we've paid our $500 for the year, so we're done paying that. So all we have left is now we're paying $100 a deal. It's awesome, fantastic, right? Really, really inexpensive. That's the fees at EXP. Here's the really cool part: is that instead of this model where the money's sort of all funneling up to who knows who, at EXP, half of that money goes to EXP, the company, pay the brokers and all the other stuff you got to do to run a huge company with 70, 80,000 agents, right? The other half of the revenue, so meaning that $16,000 that I pay in, that you, the agent, pay in, roughly half of that goes to the agents who recruited you, who told you about, who sponsored you, at EXP. That's pretty awesome. EXP said instead of putting up billboards and having regional vice presidents and trying to open franchise, instead of all that crap, what we're going to do is we're just going to give all the agents who get excited about EXP and share it and get fired up like me, we're going to give them the money. And that's a way better thing because at my old brokerages, I paid them money. They never paid me anything, right? I got like a high five and a smile when I brought someone to the brokerage. This thing, oh man, they're like paying us money. That's pretty cool. So roughly half the 16 grand you pay in each year is going to go to the agents who did the work of sharing EXP with you. And let me show you how that works. Now we get back to this little chart here. And this is where it can get a little confusing, but let me try and make it simple for you. Let me try and make it simple, okay? So let's say I was your sponsor. I shared EXP with you. You got fired up. You're like, yeah, man, I'm coming over. I want to be a part of what you're doing. That's awesome. Every year, you're going to pay in your 16 grand, assuming you sell enough houses to cap, and I'm going to get $2,800. That's pretty cool, right? Every year, recurring, year after year, you do your thing. You keep selling houses. I keep making $2,800 a year. And it's not like a one-time fee. It happens little by little, right? You sell a house here, sell a house there. I get my cut, up to $2,800 a year. The person above me who recruited me to EXP, Jen Wayner, for whom I am tremendously grateful because she showed me the light and I love it here. She's going to make $3,200 every year, year over year on the homes that you're selling, right? So again, you pay in your 16 grand to EXP. She gets $3,200. The person who introduced her to EXP, his name is Kyle. He's going to make $2,000. The person who introduced Kyle to EXP, et cetera, up to 7 people. That's pretty cool. So now all these people, and you can notice if you add that up, you're like, that's more than $8 grand. That's more than 50% of the money that's going to the agents. And that's why I said it's roughly half. And I don't want to overcomplicate it, but this is how it works. Is awesome, fantastic. All these agents who had a part in you getting here to this company are going to make some money when you sell houses. And what do you think that does? Well, pretty exciting. It helps them to get excited about you selling houses. Now all those people, all those wonderful people above me who recruited me to the company care about you selling houses. And that really makes for some special collaboration, which I talk about in a lot of other places. Today I want to focus on the revenue share part of this deal. So how does that work in practice? All right, I want to fire up a little calculator here. Let me move this over. And this is called what'smyrevshare.com. You can play around with this if you want to. Here's how this thing works. Let's say I recruit one person, you, to EXP. Like I said, that's going to earn me $2,800. Pretty cool, right? And let's say you recruit one person to EXP. Now we got a problem, right? All of a sudden, how come the 3,200 is red? I thought I recruit you, you recruit someone else. I make $3,200. That's what this said over here, right? Where'd that chart go? Here. What happened to the 3,200? Well, that's where this little magical 5+ comes in here, right? So EXP didn't want to build a model where like I could recruit one monster who went out and recruited the freaking world and I made $1 gajillion. They wanted to incentivize me to not just recruit one person, to recruit lots of people to the company. And so they said, okay, well, listen, if you want to get that $3,200 from the person who you recruiting someone, you got to do a little bit of work. You got to go find a few other people who want to join EXP, right? And so if you don't, you still get a little bit of money, $160. You still get a little pittance, but the real money comes when I say, okay, well, listen, I could find a few other people who want to be at EXP. Let's go find those people. I get to 5 and then boom, now it's green. Now I get that $3,200. And now we're starting to see, some nice money add up, right? Because now I got the 5 people that I recruited because 5 times 2,800 is 14 grand. And then I've got the one person and that's the 3,200, right? So now we're starting to see these numbers add up. This calculator is cool because it will help you, let's say not everybody sells enough houses to cap, right? You don't need to sell that many houses to cap, 3 to 1 in some markets to maybe 10 or 15 in lower dollar price points, but not everybody's going to sell houses, whatever. Let's assume only half of those people cap. Then that'd be $8,600, right? But it really starts to add up. And you can see here, let's say this one person had recruited one person. Well, I'm going to get a little bit of money. I get my pittance, my $80, which is great. I think it's better than nothing. But if I get back to this screen here, what's the next magic number that opens up a level? 10. Okay, cool. So I want to get to 10 people. I get myself to 10 people. And then boom, now I get this thing added up. Pretty awesome. Now I'm making $2 grand for this person. And holy cow, I'm starting to really get serious on the front line here, right? Starting to make some money here. And we're starting to see real numbers show up here. And in practice, what really happens is as you begin to get people to join the company, some of those people are going to be recruited, not everybody, right? But some of those people are going to be excited. They're the kind of person who, when they see a great movie, they tell people about it. When they find a great restaurant, they tell people about it. I don't know, 20%, 30% of the world is that kind of person. So they start getting some people and those people start getting some people and et cetera. And over time, it starts to really get to a point where the levels, you get more and more people down below, right? But what can definitely happen is, I don't know, let's say you have 5 people here and those people, I'm just going to keep the numbers low, 2, 2, 1. Well, all these little red deals here, that's all costing you money, because these are people who you should be getting paid on, you should be getting the full amount, but you're not, because you have not got enough people on your front line. And so that's all this is, hey, you are incentivized to, and you are going to make money on all the people who you recruit and the people that they recruit, but you will make more money if you do a good job of directly influencing people to come over to the company. It's that simple. And this FLQA thing, some people get a little hung up on that. That's frontline qualifying agent, right? And all that means is, let's say you would go recruit 10 people and those people don't ever sell a house. Those people don't count. EXP wants you to recruit agents who will actually go out and sell houses, right? We're not trying to recruit people just to recruit people. We want people to sell lots of houses. And so those people would not count. So maybe you, for example, right now, I had 2 or 3 people sign up in the last week and they have not sold a house yet. They just moved, right? So it's going to be another week or 2 till they get some houses in escrow, and then they got to wait a month to close. So they don't count quite yet. They'll count in a month once they close their first deals, and then they will show up on my little front line here and start to open up those new levels for me. So that is how revenue share works. If you have any questions, again, I oversimplified some of this. It's different if you're on a team, etc. But this really gives you an understanding of how revenue share works, and I hope it makes things a lot simpler for you. Reach out if you have any questions. I'd be happy to help you out, and look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye-bye.